Welcome back, everybody. We are going to play ourselves a game against Dr. Gaja from Serbia. Dr. Gaja. Yeah. And a fianchetto structure here, but without the bishop in the fianchetto position is somewhat interesting. Normally you would see bishop b2 here, but we don't have that. So let's accept it and let's just see what he wants to do with this bishop. Because he's foregone the hideout square in favor of queenside development, and we're going to make sure that costs a little bit. Small penalty, can't play h3 now. We can build a position. This comes a lovely pawn break. Lovely pawn break, well supported with a follow-up. And we got the equalizing pawn push. Okay, let's loosen some pressure on this and now get the knight active here, maybe. Knight active, bishop active, queen is semi-active. If we can find a way to attack this piece, that would be ideal. Knight could have been the contender, but I didn't want to lose this pawn in the process. Let's heighten up this pin for whatever it's worth. I'm not sure if it's worth much. We got to get a rook here, maybe. What do we do with this knight? Knight can come in for another part of the pin, basically. So let's do that. We don't mind if he takes here because then we'll get some potential. Okay, now we have to be very careful down this side of the board. You have to make sure it's strong. We couldn't do this right away. Yeah, okay. So now he's got the pin unpinned. But I think we can come in with this move. And he doesn't have a great square. He might have to go back here, which unfortunately is not too bad a square for him. And my bishop is starting to get a little bit vulnerable. So, very vulnerable, in fact. Because where would he go after this? So we might have to go for counterplay ideas like this and win a pawn here or some crap like that. So how come he hasn't yet played the move? It's a little bit strange. Given us a small opening here, a small window of opportunity, and we're going to take it. That knight could potentially become very dangerous, and this bishop was soon to be lost. So I'm happy with this outcome instead. There's some modicum of pressure on here, but it's well handled. So maybe now we try to slide away and even corkscrew the rook in there. But it's a few too many moves, so it's not a guaranteed idea by any means. Main idea is to figure out how to handle this knight. He's a little bit in the firing line on many fronts. Let's just tuck him here. Let's just keep options open. You don't have to commit to a plan either way. You just want to increase the potential for a plan to manifest. It doesn't have to be concrete just yet. You can just create a few possibilities. Maybe getting the king out of the firing line is also another improvement we can make here. Small improvements. Small improvements matter. Black lives matter too. Right? I don't know. I mean, you tell me. But they should matter, yes. Okay. uh Bishop here seems okay. Not really doing too much, but yeah, clearly enough to annoy him at least. I'm gonna defend it like this rather than like this because this pawn structure is quite weak in the long run. Oh, fuck. Did I just blunder? Fuck. Okay. Okay. Now I'm mad. Now I'm mad. All right. We're gonna have to teach this guy a lesson. You want to mess with us? Let me get this straight. You really want to mess with us? You want to take free knights and win the game? Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. We're gonna do something about it, bro. You think we're just gonna sit there and watch? No. Do we take this with the pawn or let's take it with the pawn? Want to keep some control because at the end of the day, it's still an even position actually. Queen here solidifying this advanced passed pawn could be just the way to go. He seems to be encouraging it, I would argue. But we're going to make him do it on our terms. We have the bishop pair. We have an advanced passed pawn. We have control of the open file, or at least we're contesting it just as strongly as he is. So, nothing to worry about. Let's take a pawn. Sorry, not a pawn. Let's just take the trade and win control of the file now. Because look, this rook is not a happy rook. This rook is not a happy rook. What don't you understand? We're gonna create some pressure, probing him. Okay, let's throw in a check now. Throw in a check. Creating all sorts of pressures, all sorts of possibilities. Have to play fast, of course, you gotta play fast, but okay, now finally he's unleashing, loosening up his pieces. So how do we what do we do? Let's create some pressure down here at least. If we win, that's a cheapskate attack. Cheapskate attacks are not respected. Not in this community, no. Cheapskate attacks are not respected here. We're gonna punish that, actually. So we're gonna punish a frivolous check. Punish a frivolous check because now he's got to react here and we have enough time to win a pawn. Frivolous checks are what people do when they don't have time, they don't know what else to do, they just do something, thinking it can't harm. But it is harming in this case. It has harmed. And he's stunned. He's just given up. Lame finish. I'm not even going to finish recording the video. Alright, okay, fine. Fine. Let's have a very, very quick look at it. Yeah, I think it's a pretty decent position for black already. This is a good pawn break, I think, for black. Well, it's definitely an advantageous position, but it's nothing earth-shattering either. It's just solid. This was slightly weak, it seems, opening up a few possibilities there, but still ultimately well handled enough. Although that was a wild slog. Now the game was well and truly under control, and we were just playing a few patient moves. So it was a Scooby-Doo easy win here. But then I blundered and lost the knight. But it was still a winning position for black, as you can see. Still a winning position. So ultimately not all that much to be upset about. There was no heroic play, and this queen trade was a wrong idea from him, even though it on some level helped him to not lose faster. It still arguably put him one step closer to sealing his own fate. Game is still in control. I mean, it's on a knife's edge actually. White can play enigmatically here, but now he's going for the frivolous checks, and frivolous checks. You're gonna see how the scale jumps in my favor after that because it's a frivolous check, bro. You got to do something else here. There's got to be something better, right? I don't know exactly what, but you can't just do bullshit. Okay. Anyway, good game.